Alright, so this is a short video that I didn't even think I would have to upload, but I woke up and my boy Psychic Extremist sent me a tweet and he was like, hey, we called it, right? So before explaining anything about that, go watch our Jobin video that I uploaded on Monday, I think it was. I uploaded it this week. Go watch that, right? It's like a 30-minute, 35-minute, 40-minute, something long discussion video of us talking about the character and possibilities for Jojolion. With that being said, I'm about to drop some heavy spoilers. So if you don't want to get spoiled, of course, click out, just close the video, whatever. But for those of you that are ready for the spoilers, go ahead and, just stick around. So the first thing out of the spoiler chapters came out because, he was like, hey, we were right. When he mentioned me on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, I didn't know the spoilers were out, and the spoilers for Jojolion chapter 62 came out, so I'm like, all right, let me go check these out. So I go and I check them out, right? And for the most part, it's kind of just other stuff that's going on with the fight and all that shit. And then out of nowhere, we get this panel with Yasuho looking at her phone, looking into the teeth and stuff. There's something about 2007 and 2008, and there's dates. It says 12/4 and 1/25. So December 4th in 2007 is when they found one of these teeth apparently, and January 25th is when they found another one of these teeth in 2008 is what it at least seems to be, because she's looking at stuff on her phone. And then the panel after that shows her stand very faintly behind her, but it's in this panic state, and her face gets really sweaty, she's dripping with sweat. She starts to drop her phone, and you can see this big vein next to her eyeball kind of popping, or looking like it's about to pop, and it makes this big ass line that vein on her eye kind of just connects to her forehead and stuff. And then her eyes are completely whitened out, and she just fades onto the floor. And who do we see in the background? We see Jobin. We see his spiky ass little leg pants things, his shoes, and his face. They show a close-up of Jobin's face. All right, so everybody that was saying, oh, Jobin's not going to be a main villain, Jobin this, Jobin that, right? Hear me out. He just did something that's kind of a main villain-esque. I assume that Yasuho's not dead, but she could have potentially just gotten killed. I'm not sure. I'd assume it's just, she's most likely exhausted from heat. And I'm going to say it's heat exhaustion because, I'm just taking the safe guess of this, but she's sweating a lot. It looks like her nose is also bleeding right there. And what does that happen? That happens, when your body gets hot, and we know that Jobin's stand can heat things up. So she could have potentially just had she could have just passed out or something, had the nosebleed and just kind of gotten really nauseous and just fallen into these bushes and passed out. Or she could have just gotten killed, which, by the way, in the video we said probably in the next chapter Jobin might do some crazy shit, or he might do some evil shit, and something's gonna go down, because I said definitely something in the next chapter should go down between Jobin and somebody, and who other than Yasuho, who is probably the closest person to Josuke next to Norisuke. And wow, I'm look, all I can say is I called it, dude. People kept doubting me. I want y'all to understand something, right? When Kingdom Hearts 3 got announced at E3 at 2014 to 2013, I can't remember the date, that whole entire week before, I was saying it's gonna happen, and everybody doubted me, and guess what happens? They announced Kingdom Hearts 3, right? That's the first case, okay? SMT5, right? That whole day of the Nintendo Switch event, being a thing or whatever, and it's supposed to happen, I was like, hey, watch, we're gonna get SMT5 news because it's the SMT 25th anniversary or whatever. And everybody's like, nah, bullshit, you're not gonna show anything, this and that. And then what did they show? Boom, SMT5. I called it, okay? Now, I'm not trying to say anything with this, but usually when I make these crazy predictions, just in the past, they've come true. So if I were y'all, I would stop doubting me. Now, keep in mind, Jobin could still not be the main antagonist, right? He could just be somebody that's connected to the main antagonist. A lot of people still have the speculation that it's the mom. That could very well still just happen in the next chapter out of nowhere, or when we get the full release of this chapter, we could get more information on this, because again, there's only spoilers, and there's only 11 pages of spoilers, and usually Jojolion is 40, plus pages. So there could be more stuff that's gonna happen in the chapter. We could get a preview of a face off between Josuke and Jobin, where Josuke finds Jobin and he's like, oh shit, and he sees Yasuho knocked out or dead or whatever in the bushes, and then he freaks out about it and he fights him. That could very well happen. I think that's what might end up happening in the next chapter. you know, when it actually gets released, because I'm releasing this the day of the spoilers dropping. Again, I don't know if the whole chapter is gonna get, you know, dropped today and it's gonna get translated. If it does, then you guys will probably see a video of it on Friday, and you'll get 2 JoJo videos instead of just 1. But with that being said, you know, holy shit, dude, I called it. And again, a lot of things can still happen, but if Joe Budden has new stand ability, or he was, you know, holding back on his ability of using his stand, I called it. I literally called it. Me and Psychic Extremist had like a 40-minute discussion talking about this, and we talked about it after we recorded for a little bit too, and before we recorded for a little bit, just to kind of, you know, summarize things up with each other. But we called it. We said Jobin's probably going to end up doing something really bad, something really evil, because he definitely is tied to a main antagonist if he's not going to be the main antagonist. But he just did that evil thing, okay? He could have potentially just killed Yasube. If he did kill Yasube, I'm a little upset because, you know, she didn't get to do too much, and we didn't get to see her too much. And then she just came back into Jojolion the last chapter, and before that she had been gone from Jojolion chapters for like a year or 2 of actual real-time chapter releases, since they're monthly. And you know, they've like skipped a couple months like here and there, or there's been like a month without a chapter because there's a break or a holiday or something like that, you know, and Araki just took it off. But I told y'all so. Anyways, leave a like, going down into the comments, and let me know what you guys think about the spoilers. Leave all your crazy predictions on what can happen next. Literally anything can happen. Nobody is safe. I've been saying this and nobody took me seriously, and everybody kept doubting me, and here we go, this happened. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.